Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Little bonus video for you today. Because of some unexpected work rescheduling, I have a bit of time here and want to share with you a sort of deload upper body workout that I did today, which is really just a high intensity arm workout. But you know, even if you completely smash arm isolations, of course it's not a deload for the actual arms, but it's just never gonna cause as much central fatigue as going through a bunch of heavy compounds or kind of mid-tier exercises and then doing isolation. So I'll be going away for a few days, so I'll have a few days completely off of hard training. So what I'm doing here is I've picked one main pull, one main push to sort of give the minimum stimulus to the chest, shoulders and back, and then just go on to take the opportunity to smash my weak point, which is the arms. And I do arm isolations in my program, but I just, at the moment, I don't have an arm day like this, so it's a good time to take the opportunity to do something like this. So before getting into the main exercises, I use this pronator I picked up from Golden Grip, and you absolutely do not need something like this. You know, I'm a huge nerd and I work with training, so yes, I will invest in expensive nerdy training gear, but you can easily emulate this. This is how I used to do it, by tying a strap to a weight. I would recommend a kettlebell because I like the center of gravity that way, and just do the same kind of wrist rotations, right? So I've been progressing in the 10 to 15 rep range here. Today I did 10 kilos for 3 sets of 12, and not filmed, but I'll always rep out a few just partial wrist rotations at the end there to really make it burn. So the pull I picked for this kind of exercise is a barbell row, because it's of course a big compound. It's even gonna target the lower back because you have to stay upright like this. But also, maybe when you're a complete beginner, it might not be the wrists or forearms or the grip, you know, that's the limiting factor. But when you're strong enough in your back, it probably is. So since this is going to be mainly a arm workout anyway, the going heavy like this, it's still gonna give the back a nice little stimulus, but the arm flexors, the biceps, brachioradialis, brachialis, gonna be the main limiting factor. So it becomes sort of a arm compound in that way. So here I did 3 sets of 8, and the push I picked, I don't know what clips I'm gonna end up showing, but I did this all on a whim. I haven't done this in a long time, but I picked a deficit decline push-up weighted, right? And so the idea here, I wanted to get the decline to get more of an upper chest focus. When you're gonna pick one push like this, I always want it to be more upper chest. And I just kind of failed to get into a steep enough decline on the first set, so I got 8 reps with 20 kilos. The weight also touched the ground, which I sort of adjusted later, and did another 2 sets of 6. Then for my long head triceps exercise, I've done this. I've just never really connected well with overhead tricep exercises with like a barbell or a dumbbell. I feel like it becomes too much shoulder for me. But this cable French press, doing one side at a time, I feel like I can twist the body and get into a massive stretch on the long head of the triceps, and it just hits compared to any variation for me, it hits so much better. And so I've progressed in the 8 to 12 rep range here. I actually hit 12 on my first set today, so next time it's gonna be time to move on to a higher weight. But man, the pump I get even for just 1 set of those on the long head, it's great. Doesn't feel like I'm using my shoulder barely at all. And then for my biceps, arms is a weak point for me. They have always been difficult, but especially biceps. I feel like my triceps are a lot better, and it's just easier for me to see what works. And so I'm really experimenting with the biceps now. So I'm trying this spider curl that, you know, these shortened biased exercises feel a bit awkward. And of course, lengthened biased exercises have been all the rage lately. But I like lengthened biased exercises. I focus on those a lot, but it's not all, you know. So both that I'm trying this, it's a little bit about elbow safety also. My right elbow can get a bit irritated. So before moving on to a more lengthened exercises, it could be good to start with a more shortened biased exercise. I'm also right now working in a higher rep range than I would do most of the time, just because I feel I'm really honing in. It seems like a lot of my other arm flexors take over, even on exercise where they, you know, shouldn't technically, you know. So picking some new variations and going with a slightly higher rep range than I normally would, and really focusing on pulling with the biceps, pulling or bending the arm with the biceps. So here I'm working towards 20 reps. I got 18 on my first set, and I got 18, 17, 16, and I prepared to drop from a 30 kilo bar to a 20 kilo bar on the last set. A disgusting burn. I should say, on the previous triceps exercise, I also did just one drop from 15 kilos to 10 kilos to get another 5 reps on the last set. And then the other push I choose that is a bit more, medial and lateral head biased for the triceps is a V-bar pushdown. I kind of surprised myself with how strong I am on some of these exercises. I feel like I don't have the arm size to show it at all. I know I don't objectively have small arms, but in comparison to my physique and the numbers I move on some of these exercises, I actually do, But so here, when I was a bit weaker, I would probably not let my elbows travel as high up. I would try to keep them more in place. But now, to just get a little bit of oomph and a better stretch actually on the triceps, I like to just let them drift up, not all the way, but so I bring kind of my hands up to my forehead. It's a bit of a skull crusher almost, but you're pushing down instead of lying and pushing, up above you. And so since I surprised myself by getting 13 reps and then 12 with 55 kilos, on the last set I moved up to 60 kilos, did 8 reps and a double drop set on an exercise like this, because it's just so accessible on a cable like this to just move down the weight stack, right? Then I did pick, I have been doing one, I am doing preacher curls on another workout, but today and on another workout I do incline curls. And so this one, it just seems to, when I go heavy on it, it just seems to hit my brachioradialis too much. So again, I'm trying this, I'm externally rotating my shoulders, which actually has always felt pretty good to me to do on this. But again, picking just a lighter weight so I can really focus on using my biceps here. And it's a disgusting burn on this one. I just filmed the first set. It was also PB with 15 reps. Previous was 14. And I typically, my standard for exercises are 3 sets, but on the second set of this, many times I got 12 reps, and then to me that's a sign, because I will so often just lose 1 rep, even when going to failure. To me, when I lose more than 1, it's just a sign that, okay, it's like the job is done. I don't have to do more of this. So on this one, actually just 2 sets and no sort of drop either. Man, does it burn. And then, because whoever overtrained from doing some kind of lateral raise variation, so just pick this lateral raise machine that I never really use if I program lateral. This is a typical just throw in every once in a while exercise for me. And I've been playing around with doing it behind my back, because I actually feel I get a good stretch on the biceps. One of the heads, it does extend up on the shoulder joint. That's why even the incline curl, getting that stretch, is a thing, So I actually feel like, apart from, it becomes a short range of motion, of course, but it becomes a sort of lengthened partial exercise, but you're much weaker in it. So I'd like to start doing it behind the back like that, and then just, change the other direction and rep out regular lateral raises like that. And lastly, to hit a bit of the forearm muscles that we don't target as much with any like curl or triceps exercise. That part of pretty much when your palm is facing you, right? That part of the forearm, the finger curls. And we do finger curls both because you're gonna get a fuller range of motion and better stretch on those muscles, but it's also to get a bit of grip training. It's a more recent interest of mine, so this is a good one, getting some forearm training and grip training at once. And on this one, on the last set here, I just slide off the weight to rep out the last a few extra reps. Disgusting burn. And I can tell you that all of these, except the pronator, it was all supersets. I don't really do supersets much, like rushing from 2 exercises, because if you go at a high intensity, you'll probably lose a little bit of performance doing it like that. But you can still be time efficient by, if you're working antagonistic muscle, like I did this barbell row and the push-up, just, collecting my breath a little bit, letting the lactic acid just go down a little bit and then go into the other one. It's just a way to have a bit higher tempo and time efficiency in the workout. So I did that with a barbell row and the push-up, with a French press and the spider curl, with the V-bar push-down and the incline curl, and the lateral raise and the finger curls. And so last thing I'll say is just, man, did it burn, this workout. It's not just because of the intensity, you know. Because I'm doing this sort of deload, I've done it with food a bit, from the just eating so much, and a few less than ideal, you know, protein bars on top of the healthy foundation, just a little bloated and inflamed, and I just want that to go down for this event that I'm going to. So I've been depleting a bit on calories, but also carbs, and it just reminds me that, man, being carved up, it's not just about performance. It's just like, it kind of makes you tolerate the stress from training more. This burnt so much. I didn't really lose any performance. I could still push some personal bests on some exercises, but man, does it burn. And so lastly, I just say, this is not a workout I recommend or don't recommend, you know. Like, it depends entirely on your program as a whole, and an arm day can definitely be something to throw in when arms are a weak point. I'm considering doing that, but I feel like I've found a way to push arm progress in my regular program too. But for me, you know, if you have a weak point, if you're gonna do something off program, throw something in, that when you might as well just hone in, do a sort of bro, like arm day, you know. If you had a really weak chest, you could do that, you know, do a bench press, an incline dumbbell press, some kind of chest fly, you know, maybe another one, just really smash that chest when you do a isolated workout like this. But just to say, this is something I threw together in the moment. It's like, it's a good workout, but it's not like I'm telling you you should do this. Always with a workout video like this, I kind of just want to share my thinking about the workout as a whole, for you to like take the little tidbits and not necessarily just copy the workout, right? So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Please like and comment. Always appreciate hearing you, whether it's philosophy or training, you know. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked mentally, physically, spiritually, working on ourselves, body, mind, and soul, becoming that individual that is jacked. They look jacked because they are jacked. So we have my elite program, which is more holistically focused for those that want to get deep into self-development, and then we have the cheaper second program that is more focused on the fitness programming and diet, fasting, like that. So if you're interested, you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. I'll get back with my different offers. And you can pick up my training book, everything training, mindset, and philosophy related that you need in order to become a self-reliant, jacked and stacked individual. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Smash those arms. Peace.